Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing? I am waiting on my friend, Miss the Nanny Hookup, so we can go live. Okay, my phone is ringing in my ears, so just give me just a second.
Wait for Angela to come in.
Let me see. Here it is, so we can get joined and
Instagram
hooked
has
up
changed
together.
so much.
Uh, okay, I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Send request to join. Send a request. Okay, my request is sent. And let's go back down. Okay. Da, 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 da. I am connected. Hey y'all. How y'all doing? Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I just discovered something. If I want to see the comments, I can. Ah, Instagram is changing, y'all. Facebook is
Guys, I've
changing,
done an update literally
and
in the last hour.
and um LinkedIn is changing. Everybody is changing.
Yeah, it's
So,
scary. We don't like it. 'Cause I just got used to Instagram and now I'm like, last 5 minutes, I'm like, Angela, how do I get online?
hello, 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 everyone who just came
Hi,
in and
Batman.
who is joining us. Okay, let me tilt this a little bit. Yeah. So, now, ah, yes. Okay. So, just in case you all don't know who I am Ask the Nanny, Angela Johnson, better known as Ask the Nanny. I am a sleep trainer. I am a lactation educator, a nanny mentor, a potty training specialist. I am a new parent specialist, a new parent educator. I do Ask the Nanny on Monday nights. I do the Nanny Hookup on Thursdays. Yes. And I am the Director of Nanny Services for the U.S. Nanny Association. And as if that wasn't enough, I do recipes galore on Tuesdays and Thursdays here on IG and on Facebook. And da, 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 as if that wasn't enough, I also, I'm sorry, I just got, I'm a newborn care specialist and a nanny. I got it out.
And she makes some very good jam.
And I make some very good jam. I have a company called This Jam Good. So, yeah, I
You're
do it all.
entrepreneur. You're entrepreneur. You have many
Oh,
businesses, many
oh,
hats that you wear.
and I'm an influencer on Amazon.com. So search Amazon.com for Ask the Nanny's favorite things. Shop from my page.
Yes.
I'm just saying,
Make
shop from my
sure.
page. I'm one of the influencers, so shop from my page. And I've always believed in multiple lines of
Dream.
streams of income. So uh, just know that if you shop from my page, the companies that you are buying from do give me a few pennies. So it is a sponsor. This is a sponsored ad. So I won't get
I have to put it in there.
so I won't get in trouble with the fair trade. The government.
Yeah, you're advertising. They'll
So
cut us off.
so okay. Anyway, your turn.
Hi everyone. Most of you know me. I'm Sharda Lambert, also known as Nanny Sharz, and I am a nanny, international nanny of over 16 years. I'm a speaker, entrepreneur, nanny mentor, parent coach, sleep consultant, potty training specialist, and all around just fabulous. And yeah, this is the
Fabulous.
nanny hookup. We wanted to give you guys a quick announcement before we start. So from next week, we won't be going live from our nanny hookup page. We will be going on Instagram. We'll be going live from Nanny Shard's page and Ask the Nanny page. So we're going to both go live together, which is still called the Nanny Hookup, but it won't be from the Nanny Hookup page. So if you're looking for us next week, As long as you follow me, Nanny Sharz, or you follow Angela, Ask the Nanny, you will still see us go live. And that's just so our wider audience can still see us online. A lot of our audience are, all different age ranges, but the ones that are really busy, they just don't have time to keep swapping
back and forth.
From different Instagram pages. So from next week, I will be going live on Nanny Sharz, and Angela will be going live from Ask the Nanny. So make sure you're following both of us, okay? And we'll still be going live on the Nanny Hookup on Facebook. So yeah, and YouTube.
And Ask the Nanny.
Yeah.
So we'll be going live from the Nanny Hookup, Ask the Nanny, and YouTube on next week from on our computer on Thursday, and on that's on Facebook and YouTube. But then we're going. That stays the same, but we'll also be going live on
Instagram.
Yes.
On our main pages, okay? So you guys just need to make sure you're following us. Hi, Nanny Kyra. I don't think I've seen Kyra here before. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome.
I've seen her on my cooking show before.
Oh, is it? I see her all the time. I love her Instagram. She posts a lot about what she does with the children and stuff like that. And it's really good because it's nice to see nannies that have just come into the industry be so passionate about what they do, And I love the fact that she's really passionate about what she does. She's so sociable as well. She inspires me because I'm so not sociable, but she helps me to be by just watching her page. Hey, Jayla, my baby. Love Jayla. She's like the little sister I've always wished for. So guys, today we're going to be talking about middle child syndrome. It is something that's kind of like a myth. I wanted to read you the definition of what middle child syndrome is. So bear with me. It says here that the middle child syndrome is a belief that middle children are excluded, ignored, or even outright neglected because of their birth order. According to some children, they may have certain personalities and relationship characteristics as a result of being the middle child. So I am not the middle child. I am one of 6, but I am number 5. So I feel like I got the middle child because I often felt growing up, not forgotten, but a little bit invisible. That's why I'm so loud now. But I did used to feel like my voice wasn't heard. Seriously, honestly, there's 4 sisters. He's not laughing at me. There was 4 sisters and then me. So by the time it came down to me, no one cared about what I had to say. They already had 4 different opinions. And also as well, I found that when I spoke, it wasn't very respected. It just was like, oh, shush. You're the youngest, you don't know anything. And also when it came to clothes, my goodness, my wardrobe was full of hand-me-downs. And if I did get anything new, it was slightly obsessive. I was very obsessive and very attached to whatever it is that I got because it was mine and I didn't have to share it with anyone, and it was new and it wasn't something that someone else has had before. So I feel like, even though I am not per se one child and then me in the middle, I still feel like the fact that I'm a bit further down in the line, but I'm still in between my brother and my sisters, especially being the last girl as well. You got 4 different examples of how you should be or, what you could be. And then there was a lot of pressure, I feel, to do right, especially if my sister did wrong. It's so I can't really make the mistake that they made because they've already made it now. So I've got no excuse if I make the same mistake because I've seen that they've done it, if that makes sense. That worked in my favor a bit, but it was also sometimes annoying because it just was I want to be my own person, and I think now it also makes sense why I'm so outspoken and don't give a mumma ras about what nothing no one said. I make sure, well, me, I'm very opinionated and I'm very outspoken. So it's now I really have a no filter because I've had to have a filter now that I'm on, online. But when I'm offline, I have no filter. So it's one of those things now that I think that stems from being the middle child in a sense. of not being heard, or feeling like my opinion weren't as important. But I never ever felt neglected by my mother. I always felt like I felt important when it came to her. But in terms of like my relationship with my siblings or the respect level, you know, I don't think I felt very middle childish, if that makes sense. But my sisters, there's like 6 of us, so there's 2 middle childs we have. They're the 2 troublesome ones. No one ever lied. They're the ones that gave my mom the most stress. the 3rd one and the 4th one, Jesus, they stressed my mom out.
Oh my gosh.
They stressed. When I say they stressed my mom, I used to think, what's wrong with them? Were they born? Did they come out the same as me, or do we have the same dad? Like, you know, which we all do. My mom had 6 kids for 1 man, unfortunately. But you know,
What do you say, unfortunately?
because he's not a very good dad, and so all 6 of us had to suffer. So when we were younger, we all used to say, "Oh, I wish we had our own dads," because at least if we all had 6 different dads, 1, my mom would have been hella busy, and 2, it just means out of the 6, at least 3 or 4 of them would have been good dads. Like we had 1 dad, and because he was crap as a dad, we all had to suffer. So I always say, unfortunately.
Okay.
What was your experience as a middle child?
I am a middle child. So, and Marsha, it does exist. If you all don't know what I'm referring to, I'm referring to the Brady Bunch. Hi, Christina. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Christina.
So glad you have the day off so I can join you guys live. Yes, I'm glad you're joining us live too. Okay, so I am the middle child. And my sister had a different dad than me and my brother. Now,
wait, but you have to tell us what order you're in.
My sister's older. My brother's younger. Yeah. I'm in the middle. I am my dad's baby girl. But my dad adopted my sister when she was 2.
Oh wow!
And when he married my mom, he adopted her, gave her his name, and I think somewhere around about 13 or 14, when you know that age that when you start feeling yourself, because it was right about the same age that my boys that all the testosterone started coming out of them.
Yeah.
But when you start feeling yourself and start being, you know, just like figuring things out, my sister did not know that she had a different dad until me, who started doing the counting and doing the math, because it was right about the time when you go through the classes in school, when you learn about your health and how, you know, the women started.
Expose it, Angela.
Oh, I did. She made me mad.
Oh my God, middle child syndrome.
When you was reading that, I was like, yep, that will be me. I have changed.
What did you do
since then? Well, we were having a conversation. My sister was having a conversation with my mom, and I tried to tell my mom what my sister had just done to me, and my mom was like, "Girl, stop. Just, you know, y'all need to stop. Just." I said, "Uh-huh." And my sister looked at me and she was like, and I was like, "Okay, all right." So I go back around because in our house it's like a circle. You go through the den, through the bedroom.
Why am I scared?
And I come back around and through, and she said, "I said, y'all," I said, "You better be glad Daddy ain't here." And she said, "What you mean you glad Daddy ain't here?" I said, "Because he's my daddy, and I'll tell him. He's both our daddies." I said, "No, you have a different daddy than I do." And she's like, "No, I don't." I said, "Yes, you do. Go ask your mama." I was so mad. I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was like, it was the summer. I was about to turn 13. I wasn't quite 13 yet, but she made me so.
Angela, you were the savage. You were the savage.
She went after me. This was like the 3rd day in a row that she had gotten me in trouble, and I couldn't go and play with my friends. I couldn't go anywhere because of her.
But
I was like,
Angela,
yes.
the crime and the punishment don't match. Like, what the?
When you are a teenager, you are 12 and 13 years old, you
I
don't think
can't believe
about
that.
crime and punishment. The crime and punishment was, I can't go and do what I want to do. You get to do everything. You're mama's favorite. And now you want to punish me for being the favorite. That was my
Oh
mindset.
my God. You went full on savage mode.
I went and I told, and then my mom was like, what did you just tell her? Because after she went and told my mom, what did you just tell her? I said, nothing. I was like, nothing. I didn't
Did
say
you get in
anything.
trouble?
Oh, big time. Oh,
So hold on, wait.
Can
So
you
how
say I
did
didn't
you
go
know?
anywhere the
No,
rest
I
of the
got
month?
questions. Angela,
How
I
did
got
I
questions.
know?
How did
Because
you know and your sister not know?
I, my sister's 2.5 years older than me, and my mom was waiting on the right time to tell her. And I heard a conversation between, you know, how grown-ups
Fast,
stuff.
Ross.
When you know how grown-ups, my mom's sisters were sitting around, they were talking, and so does she
Yes.
know? And I'm like,
This is
what
why you
is she
don't
talking
talk
about?
around kids.
That's right, because
You don't talk.
I'm
There's
not.
a saying in
You are
Jamaica.
so
Don't
right.
talk big people business around picnic.
Exactly.
Because
This is what happens. But I was mad, and because I had to sit at the house for 3 days, and I was mad.
you're grounded.
And when I tell you, I didn't go anywhere the rest of the month. Okay, I did it to myself. So, but I was like, my mom said, no, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. She hadn't found out. She didn't
Oh
figure it
my
out yet.
God.
But
Oh
I
Lord.
know when my mom and dad got married. I know when my I know when my mom and dad got married, and I started counting. And I said,
Oh my God.
I said, now they're going to be celebrating, because my aunt was getting ready to celebrate her anniversary, and she said, yeah, we're going to celebrate our 12th anniversary in December. So I got to count. I said,
I
wait a
didn't
minute.
hear the child.
I said, wait a minute. I'm 12. So I started doing the math. I say,
Fast. You just
I am
fast.
12. And I said, she 14. Hmm. So I started calculating. I said, wait a minute. And when my mom confronted my sister, I said, well, am I my daddy's daughter? And she was like, I was like,
Yeah. You was
I was
not Angela.
when I tell you, but you know what? I got it back in spades because two of my boys,
I was
when
about
they
to
got
say you got
when
three
they got
boys.
when they got 13, they tried to do the same thing to me. I was like, Lord
Right,
Jesus, is this
right.
payback? My
Karma.
oldest was like, and
Yes,
I was like, oh,
karma.
come on, Cletus, you gonna walk over here, but you gonna limp back. Don't
Yeah.
try me, boy. So it was funny. I was like, this is what it felt like when my mama went
Yeah.
through it with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Karma. That's
So
what I'm petrified to have kids because
yes,
me as
karma
a child,
is,
my God.
oh my gosh. I was the one who was the quiet rebel. I didn't get in
You
trouble at
did. That
school.
was me. That was
I didn't get in
me.
trouble at school. I didn't get in trouble um in big trouble. I would just do little
Yeah.
things. Just little
Yeah.
things.
And
And
I
then
was very calculated with it.
yes, very
So people couldn't find out.
manipulative.
I was, yeah.
I was very calculated with what I did. And I guess now I'm like, okay, you got to live right if you want to get into heaven.
Yeah.
Like you got to make up for all that
Nah,
mischief that you caused in your teenage years. But
literally.
literally, I felt it from the age of 3. That's when I noticed
Really?
my mom never neglected me. My mom and dad never neglected me. Me and my dad were pretty good friends. As a matter of fact, my dad was the one who gave me to talk about the birds and the bees
Mm-hmm.
and all the words that men say to make you do things that you don't want to do. I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
this rated PG. Uh,
Yeah.
and I remember my dad we were sitting on the couch. My dad was looking out the window and he just started talking. And he started telling me, and I'm like, in my head, I'm going, I don't want to hear
Mm.
this. You're my daddy. Don't tell me this. So
But
I
did he
said to
tell you
him,
the truth?
he told me every word was the truth. And I
Okay,
mean,
that's good because some
when
people
I
don't.
when I tell you he told me the truth down to every last slang word that they use.
But that's good though. That's what dads are meant
I
to
was
do.
I was 15 at the time when he told me this
But you
because he said,
petrified.
no, I wasn't. Me and my dad were good friends. Me and my dad understood me, and that's why he set me down. He said, "You trying to get a little fast, ain't you?" I was like,
You're like,
"No."
I'm grown. I can have
I
a
said,
boyfriend.
no.
Mm-mm.
He said, no. He said, I see these 2 or 3 little boys trying to call here, and at the time I was a tomboy.
Yeah.
And in my defense, there was one girl in my neighborhood that was my age. The rest of my neighbors had friends. I had 2 that were like a year and a half younger than me, and 4. One was in the same grade as me, and 4 or 5 of them were a grade ahead of me.
Mm.
And we just hung out in a pack.
Mm.
And they would come over to my house and we'd go climb the tree in the backyard. We had a swing set. We'd
Mm.
be walking across the top of the swing set and all that.
Mm.
I was a tomboy because
Mm.
that's what boys, I played football. I played, uh, catch. We played baseball,
Mm.
whatever it was they were doing, I was doing
Yeah.
because they were the only ones my age. My brother is like 3.5 years younger than me. So who wants to play with, your little brother? You got to
Yeah.
wait on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. But
Mm-mm.
did you feel like a middle child growing up? Even though you said that your
Yes,
parents didn't, you did feel
they
like it.
they didn't. When I say they didn't neglect me, I had everything that I needed. But it's just sometimes, I shouldn't say sometimes, a lot of the times I felt like my sister was favored,
Mm.
especially by my mom because she was trying to make up for um, her
Her dad not being
her
around.
dad not being there. So she would
Yeah.
give her
Yeah. It's
extra,
that mom
and
guilt.
yeah, and
Mm.
it bothered me. It irked me. It was like I
Mm.
would try to do things like my sister was in pageants and she was Miss UAPB, Miss Pine Bluff, this. She went to the Miss Arkansas pageant and all this other stuff. And so my mom tries to put me in the junior Miss pageant. I was like, oh Lord. I was not a girly girl. When they did not call my name, I was like, for the winner, you'd have thought that I had won because
Yeah.
I was clapping because first of all, I didn't want to be in a pageant. I wanted to
Yeah,
go into the
yeah.
ROTC.
Mm.
I was
What
actually
is the
on the rifle team.
ROTC here?
It's
What is it to us in
it's
England?
like in college. It's like the reserves, the military.
Oh, the reserves. Okay, we know.
Yeah.
We have that here. We have
So
that
I
here in
was,
the
but
UK.
it's in the college. It's actually a
Yeah,
class in college.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the
We have that here. We have that
ROTC.
here.
I was in the ROTC. I was on the rifle team. I was the best shooter on the team, but because I was the only girl again, my dad said, "You're not going with them. You're not
Mm,
getting on that. You're not traveling nowhere unless they are local. You're not traveling
mm,
anywhere on that van unless there's another woman on that van with you." What I look like
mm,
putting my only girl on a van full of 10 boys and a male
mm,
driver. Now, to
mm,
me, I know them. They don't,
mm.
girl, you ain't going. I was
Yeah,
mad
daddy.
again. But I
I
appreciate
can't
that
believe you
now.
outed your sister like that.
I appreciate, yes, I did. I was mad. And because she
Oh my
would do
god.
things and to get me in trouble because she knew she was my mom's favorite. She
Yeah,
would say
yeah,
things or do things or kind of manipulate some things. And I'm just like, really? Seriously? So this
yeah.
what you're going to do? Okay.
Mm,
Okay. And
mm,
I said, I'm gonna get you. And she used to take up for my brother because my brother's
yeah.
birthday and my sister's birthday are 2 days apart.
Oh, so they were similar.
Yes, my sister's
Mm.
birthday was the 14th of January. My brother's birthday is the 12th of January. My brother's birthday is the 12th of January.
Both
My sister's
Capricorn.
birthday is the 14th of January. So when he
Mm,
was born, she was almost She was almost 7, 2 days
Yeah,
from
so
being
she was
7 when
grown. Yeah.
he was. So she was that's her baby.
That's my
So
baby. Yeah,
so
yeah,
anytime he
yeah.
would pick on me as a child and I would hit him back, she'd come and hit me.
Yeah.
Until the day when I got tired of her hitting on me and I turned around to hit her and she turned and I hit her right in the chest. Oh, she screamed bloody murder. You see this little dent right here?
Yeah.
That came from a hanger. You know those
She
wire
hit you.
hangers?
She hit you with a hanger.
Me and her were fighting with the hangers and she went and it got stuck right here. The top of that hanger got stuck
Oh,
right there. It went
oh,
into my skin right there. I went to
oh,
my mama with the hanger hanging out of my skin in my forehead.
oh. That hurts my head. I got a headache.
You know what she did? She put her hand right there and pulled it out. I was like, oh my God. Put a band-aid
Oh
on
my
it
God.
and
Cause it,
put some alcohol on it, put a band-aid on it and said, go play.
yeah.
And
Literally.
I
Okay.
was
So
like,
wait. So hold on. No, I have a question. I have a question. So did you feel? Because this behavior to me sounds very much like attention.
yes,
So do
yes.
you feel like the middle child has to fight harder for the attention of the parents?
Well, it just depends on how intentional the parents are.
Okay.
And
Let's talk about that.
when I say intentional, it means that I am intentional because when my middle son became a middle child, I intentionally gave him I tried to give each one of them their attention.
Yeah.
Give each one of them the equal amount of attention. But I know that each one of my children did not need to be disciplined the same way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. They're three different children.
my middle child was was the heart person. All I had to do was look at him and he would start crying and spill the beans. So I knew
That was me.
he felt remorse and
Mm.
he cried and that's why his brothers, his oldest brother, his youngest brother, they never told him, don't tell TJ because he gonna tell mama.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me. That was me. My mum baited me up on
When-
the live the other day. That was me, literally. Like my sister
it's
just said it
like,
all the time. Shada's here. Oh, Shada's here. Don't do this because Shada's gonna tell mommy. I'll be like,
yes.
Mom,
So
guess what?
it's
They had boys round.
mm-hmm, yep. So you have to intentionally not treat your child that way. You have
Mm,
to be intentional about your parenting. You have to be intentional. Just like with twins, you can't compare both of them in comparison to one doing something and the other one doing something
the
else.
other.
Well, you should be doing this and he should be doing that. No,
Yeah.
let you compare them to, okay, so he started walking at this time, she started walking at this time. Uh, but when you compare them and personalities, do it in jest. Don't do it as in I need to hurry up and work with him so he can get up to this speed and you can.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
don't try to make one into the other. Let them be
Other. Yeah.
individuals. Let
Embrace their
them be,
individual. Yeah.
yes.
Individuality. That's what I was gonna
And
say. Yeah.
even
Yeah.
discipline needs to
Mm,
be different. The children will understand his discipline is different than my discipline. Why does he get to sit over there and I have to sit over here? Why does he get to go over here and I can't go over there? It's
mm,
totally different with each child. I love all of my children differently. I love my children, but I love them differently. And that came from when I was a child because I didn't want to treat my children the way I felt I was treated. Now, looking through the
yeah.
lens of somebody else's eyes, they would probably say, "Oh, girl, you had it made," but you don't feel what I feel.
Yeah.
You don't get the looks that the meaning of the looks that came my way from my sister. Uh,
Yeah.
you didn't get beat up every time until you was about 12 or 13. Every time your brother
That
wanted
was
something
me.
and he snatched it out of your hand, you went to snatch it back. You
Mm-hmm.
snatched it back and gave it to him and dared you to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was totally different, and that builds up
Resentment.
it builds up a I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
It messes with your self esteem. It messes with your, I'm not good enough. I don't love myself enough. It took me until, and it builds up a sense of rejection. And so you build up this attention seeking behavior. And if you're not getting the attention doing something positive, if you don't get the praise in doing something positive, you will do something to get the attention. You don't care if it's positive
What
or
it
negative.
is.
You
Yeah,
will do it.
yeah.
Oh, I got your attention now, huh?
Right.
And you don't care because your main goal is to get attention. And if that's your main goal, whether it's positive or negative,
Negative
that's what you are
attention.
going to do.
You're
You are
gonna
going
get,
to do
yeah,
things to get
yeah,
attention. And that's what I
yeah,
did. And it
yeah,
got me into trouble because I sought attention in
mm,
all the wrong places.
yeah,
And
yeah,
when it gets you into trouble, that ain't good.
mm,
It ain't good. So yeah, that middle child syndrome. Okay, so everybody that's watching, do you know a middle child?
yeah.
Uh
Or have you seen? Do you know any myths of the middle child? Are you the middle child? Have you experienced things like that? I wanted to just go through a few notes that I wrote down that could advise parents or nannies that are dealing with children that are middle children that
Nanny
can
announcement
have a
says that's
different.
her.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what, when she came in. That's what I said. She said that she's a middle child, but you was talking, so I don't think you heard.
Sorry,
But I wanted to
sorry.
just go through it. It's fine. No, it's absolutely fine. I want to go through a few like pointers that we can give you, in terms
Mm-hmm.
of how to deal with, the middle child syndrome. So the first one I will say is try and set a time aside. If you time, try and set aside time. I can't speak today. For each individual child, and that could be something simple as if you're just going to the shop, just bring one of the middle child. Basically, we have three children, and bring one of the children with you, and you go to the shop. You do a bit of shopping together, and that's just your quality time with your child.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when you get back from the shopping, you choose another child to help you unpack it, and you do that together.
Right.
Or if there's anything around the house, give them responsibilities that make them feel like that's their job in the house, like they have a sense of belonging, and that their presence is felt and it's appreciated. And I found that when I've worked with children, families that have three or more children, and the parents give each child individual time that's uninterrupted with the other children, I find that the middle child syndrome, behavior is not very apparent. Like it's not, I don't really
Yes.
see much of it, if that makes sense, because they
Mm-hmm.
feel like the parents' time is, you know, dished out equally between them all. Um, so that's something I would say. Give each child, allocate time. If it means that you have a Sunday or a Saturday that it's just you and that one child. Yeah, you have three, but dad or a family member, if you're a single parent, can have the other two while you take that one out, and you just take turns throughout the month or throughout the week to allocate time to each child individually. Because even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, it can really make a big difference, and I've seen the
It
benefits of
does.
that as
It
well.
does.
Also offer reassurance. If always ask them how they're feeling, or try and, like, one thing that my mom did that I think was an amazing thing was that my mom always had this fear. Well, that having a fear is not amazing, but she just had this fear that she was going to die really young because her mom died really young. So she encouraged us to be very close as siblings, and she encouraged us to have a very healthy relationship with each other, and to just protect each other and love each other and respect each other and show kindness, and be each other's best friends. So that is very important, like being family orientated, and teaching them the importance of having a sibling and loving your sibling, and treating, we have sibling rivalry where you have your fights here and there, but outside of that, you're teaching your children to have a close relationship.
Yeah.
um and don't try not to leave them out with other things. Try and minimize if you can. Obviously, this is obviously a socio-economic issue. Try and limit hand-me-downs. It's good you can all wear each other's clothes and things like that, but always try to, if you can, get them something new, especially if it's just theirs. Because, like I said, I was a hand-me-down. It went through four different girls before it got to me. By the time it got to me, I was just like, what's the point? It's not even mine anyway. Do you know what I mean? And then if my sister decided one day that was my top, I want to wear it still. I weren't finished with it. it's not mine anymore. Do you know what I mean? So try to make sure they have stuff that's just theirs, and the other siblings understand as well that this is this child's and no one else can have that because this belongs to this child's. So that's another thing. I wanted to also mention encourage difference and individuality. If you see different characteristics in your children, embrace that. You know, make them feel that they're special because they're unique. They're the only one with that quality, you know, and it doesn't make them any more special than the other siblings, but you're just making them be aware of the uniqueness, and that is beautiful. Because I find that a lot of the time with as a nanny and also with working very closely with parents, they tend to enforce or show more attention to negative behavior. And what you try not to do is communicate with your child that they have to behave, you know, unkind or be unruly for them to get attention. So, you know, give them, when they do something good, make a big deal about it, even if it's a little bit. Make a big deal, like over exaggerate, like so they feel like, oh my god, like this is amazing, like mommy or daddy love this about me, or you know. So and just over exaggerate if you can. It really does. It really does help with their confidence, their self-esteem, their sense of belonging, their sense of identity. Like these things are so important. Self-confidence. From self-confidence is so important. And just talking from experience, you know, it's good to be outspoken and it's good to be, you know, opinionated and you know, strong in your views. But I find now, what I found was I got to the point where it was a bit extreme. Like I didn't have any filter at all. I'm working on it now because I've noticed it. But it got to the point where I went through a bit of a rebellious stage verbally. Like I would say what I think and I don't care what you think. No, like just very argumentative because I always felt like I had to, what's the word? I always had to fight my voice and my opinion. That's why I'm so, you know, I feel so strongly about a lot of things like domestic violence and you know,
because you had to get your voice heard.
Things like that. Like, yeah, because I weren't heard when I am
you
like
6 kids. You got 6 kids around you, and you're closer to the bottom, which means all of these up here, your voices are heard, and I got to fight to get mine through.
Right. So that's what it came into my adult life, which then became a negative because it what tended to happen was I weren't listening, and I always just hell bent on being right. I don't care. I'm right. I used to be like that, and it's so bad. Obviously, I'm not anything like that now. But I think definitely when I was younger, I used to really have a struggle with being wrong because I always used to feel like, you know, my opinion didn't matter. And now I'm I feel like sometimes it can be a little bit of a trigger. If I'm dismissed, I think I take that a lot more personal than, like, I hate being dismissed, if that makes sense. And I think that just probably takes me back to my childhood. I like to be acknowledged. Like if you're talking to me, you need to like be looking at me when I'm talking to you. Don't be doing other stuff. That really irritates me. Or if I'm on the phone to you and you're talking to someone else, I'm like, hello, hi, I'm here. Like I sometimes get annoyed with things like that because it does take me back to my childhood sometimes where I feel like, you know, I wasn't being heard. So it's really, really important that you give your children that space and that time to be heard. And, you know, ask them how they're feeling. Like, is there anything bothering them, or do they feel as loved? And you'd be surprised, you know, because as I got older and I had conversations with my mom, she was like, Rasha, I didn't know that you thought that. And I didn't know that you thought this. And it weren't until I was an adult that we were having these conversations. But had my mom known this when I was younger, or I felt that I could say these things, it wouldn't have to take for me to be in my 20s for my mom to realize as a child I felt very ignored, you know. So yeah, they will be my tips that I kind of brainstormed and
okay. So I have 2 things.
Add to it.
First thing, Simply says everything you said since I joined sounds like me, but I'm the oldest.
Yes,
she's the oldest child.
The oldest. That's the older child syndrome. There's something called that too. We can talk about that next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time. And being the baby too. And Christina says, I'm wondering if it makes a difference if the middle child is the only girl or boy in the mix. And then she says, I'm going back to my unicorn family, and the middle child is a girl. Her older and younger siblings are both boys. And that
They normally
that
tend to get
goes
favoritism though.
yes, but that goes back to what Nanny Kim and Mr. Chance were talking about, how you raise girls and how you raise boys. Because whether we like it or not, we have a stereotypical um, in our brains as to how girls are
Mhm.
supposed to be raised and how boys are supposed to be
Mhm.
raised.
Yeah.
Because I was a tomboy, and I did, I played the football. I played this. I also, my grandmother made sure that I knew how to cook. I hung around my daddy. When I got older, my daddy knew I used to work on the cars. I knew how to change my oil. I knew how to do the brakes. I knew how I've changed the alternator and a radiator in my car. And I was thankful for that. I was thankful that my dad taught me how to lay carpet and tile and do sheetrock and all that stuff, carpentry stuff, because I had three boys. Do you know how many holes in the walls I had to fix? So, and how many toys and everything else that I had to fix? But I was grateful for that. I'm grateful now because I use my cooking abilities to the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So
Trust me.
my husband's pretty happy with my at least with my cooking. So, but it's all about the way that you are raised, because my mama had views of how I should be raised. I had
Oh, was it
views
very old
of how,
school?
well, yeah. And I think that was why my dad was the one who told me about the birds and the bees, because my mom gave me the very basics of what womanhood was about. And that was it, because in her house, they didn't talk about that. You got what you got, and that was it. And you got the basics, and that was it. You didn't talk about all of that. So, and I know that with me, I was totally different. So, Christina said also she was a preemie. The fifth month is already almost as tall and not far from the same weight as she is, and she is going to be a 4
Going to be 4 in
in
a couple
a
of
couple
weeks. Yeah,
weeks.
that tends to happen. My sister
Going to
was
be
born at
4.
26 weeks, and she's the biggest out of all of us. So eventually they catch up, or they
Mm-hmm.
sometimes just stay small in nature. But we'll talk about that another topic, that another episode, because premature children, premature babies, that's a topic within itself.
Yes, yes.
Um, but yeah, definitely, I feel like if the middle child is only, just in answer to Christina's question, if the middle child is like the only girl or the
Ah,
only boy in that, you're right there.
yeah. Nanny
Okay.
Toto says, I'm the
Uh,
oldest. I would love to hear about that. I'm the oldest and only girl of 4.
well,
So
we can
we
talk
did,
about that next week.
yes, the
We
oldest
can talk about
syndrome.
being the oldest sibling or the oldest versus the youngest. We can talk about that next week. We'll move our topic for next week, 1 week up, and we'll talk about that next week. But I wanted to just quickly talk about what Christina said about it being the only girl and the only boy. What you'll find is, or what I've found in my experience is, when there is two boys and a girl, or two girls and a boy, the one that is a different sex always gets treated differently, but more favoritism, more. That's what I get. That's what I see most of. So if there's like two boys, I feel the girl gets spoiled more. Or if there's two girls and one boy, I see that the boy will get spoiled more. So it's kind of like reverse middle child syndrome in a way.
Yeah.
And the other children then get a little bit neglected, not even neglected, but less attention, because and sometimes I hate when I hear, oh, but she's a girl, oh, but he's a boy, and I'm like, it doesn't matter, they're still kids,
He's a
they're still children
child.
at the end of the
He's
day.
a
Do you know what
child.
I mean?
He's a
Like this,
child.
this little
Yeah.
individual, yeah, and it's just, don't do that because she's a girl and boy, and now, especially with the new age of parenting, there's gender neutral children, so we now have to relearn and unlearn some of these behaviors and
Yes.
some of these learnings, because some children don't want to be classed as a girl or boy, or she, he. They want to say they, or there's loads of different ways of addressing people. And you have to make sure that you're not doing it wrong as well, because you could offend someone if you do the wrong thing. So again, like I said, that's a topic for another day. But I always find that if it is an only girl or an only boy, it tends to be like the reverse kind of. Can you agree with me or
Yeah,
disagree,
well,
Angela?
my brother is the only boy with two girls. Now he was already spoiled by my sister, and
Mm,
because he was the baby, he was spoiled by my mom.
mm,
And but
mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm.
looking at it from a middle child's perspective,
No, it's true,
because
because same with
but
me.
because it's like he's the baby, and I used to say, you're the baby, so you get spoiled. You're the oldest, and you get to do everything. I don't get to do nothing.
Yeah.
That was my mantra, I promise you, from like
Mm.
3.5 to about 19 years old, when I finally went to college and started doing my own thing. And that's one of the reasons I think I know that was one of the reasons that I went the opposite direction of my sister. That drove
Yeah.
me. I may have been interested in a pageant. I may have been interested in some of the girly things, but I didn't have my first boyfriend until I was 17 years old.
Same. Oh my
I was,
goodness, me too.
it was, and you know what I thought in my head? I had, when you're like seventh, eighth grade, and the guys start, looking at you and say, "You want to be my
Kiss
girlfriend?"
face, like,
And I would say yes, and then after about a week, I'm like, I'm tired. Y'all gotta go. Y'all too much trouble. You take too much. It's just too much. I can't. Ugh.
yeah.
I will get tired of them, and I'll be like, no, this is too much work.
No.
I got too much other things that I want to do. And then they get mad at me because I'm hanging out with the guys in the neighborhood. These are my friends. They will do more for me than you will do for
What
me.
a relationship.
Yes, they have been here all my life. And you want me to just throw them to the wayside, and you here for 1 week and gone the next, and I lost my friends? No. So that's one of the things that because I started out at a young age having boys as friends, even now my best friend is male. And my husband knows them, they're friends now. But it takes, looking at it from a middle child point of view, it is it's hard. What are you laughing at,
I'm
Shauna?
laughing at the comments.
I'm the baby, but I definitely have
Let's
middle child syndrome. That's how me and Shada feel about me and now.
oh, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. That's a story for another day,
Oh,
Jess.
but yeah, from a middle child point of view, you see things differently because the oldest one, she always gets to, when I get to wear high heels, when do I get, like I wanted to wear high heels, I used to trip in them all the time. And when do I get to do this? And then my son, because my brother, he's a boy, well, he got to do boy things, which is what I wanted to do. Anything that my sister was headed towards, I was in her head in the opposite direction.
Mm.
I guarantee you, I was headed
Was
in the
that on
opposite
purpose?
direction.
Did you do it on
It was
purpose?
it was on purpose. One of the reasons that I got in the ROTC is because I knew that my mom and dad didn't want me to be in the military. I heard them having a
Rebel.
conversation, but
Rebel.
when I got in there, I did it as I did it. I needed an extra credit, and I did it as a sense of rebellion. But when I got
Yeah.
in there, I loved it. And I was like, yes, this is so me. I think I found me.
Yeah.
And I I went through the ranks like skyrocketing.
Wait,
At
Angela,
my
this
age.
makes sense now. Why you have a type for veterans?
Well,
See
yes,
that? You have a type
yes,
for military
yes,
men and
yes.
military families.
This
This is
is
all,
true.
guys. Can you remember when Angela always talks about the military, looking after military families? She married a guy from the military, and everything. And that is making sense. You had a little obsession when you was younger.
Well, I mean, it was not something that I would have normally chosen, but because I
Yeah.
knew it would make my mom and dad, well, not my dad, but my mom, and it was something that it was just a class, and I could explain it off as a
Yeah.
class. But then when I joined the
Yeah.
rifle team, and I because my grandfather taught me how to shoot at the age of 12. He
Is
had a
that just an
rifle.
American thing? Is that just an American thing? Because
I
here in
don't.
the UK,
I
we just don't play when it comes to guns. But in America, it's like, yeah, just go to the shop, buy a gun. Yeah, pow pow.
no
Like, it's
this
like
when
normal.
I'm talking about 1977, 78. This
You
is
taking it way back.
way back. Yeah, this is not
I wasn't
when
even an embryo.
this is not when guns were it wasn't I know it was out there, but it wasn't as prominent as it is today. My
Mm,
grandfather used to shoot tin cans and shoot squirrels and things like that, and go rabbit hunting, and it was like a BB gun. Basically, what he gave it was like a BB gun rifle, but it was
like
like the little
12
rifle
years old,
at
he
12 years
said,
old.
huh, I think this would be a good
My
skill for my
But
granddaughter
I
to
spent a lot
learn.
of time on my grandmother and with my grandmother and grandfather. They were my first babysitters.
Ah,
They
yeah,
lived right around the corner from me. I could walk to their house.
yeah.
Anytime my mom and dad
Is that
needed to
on your
go
mum or
somewhere,
dad's side? Your mum
that
or
was
dad's
on
side?
my dad's side.
You're
And
really close with your dad's side, right?
well, I'm close with my dad. Um, I'm not close with his side of the family. I'm closer with my mom's side of the
Okay.
family. But because
Okay.
um, my dad's mother and grandmother and my uh, grandfather lived right around the corner from us. I was
Yeah.
there when mom and dad needed to go. They were my babysitters. They were my stand from
Yeah.
the time I was oh baby until
Yeah.
you know whenever mom and dad needed to go until we were old enough to stay at home by ourselves. If it
Do
was
you
at
have like
night,
a little town where all your family live? Is that what it was like?
most of the family that I on my mom's side of the family came from a little town called Watson. And when I tell you it's like five or six
Where's
hundred
that?
people there, it's in Arkansas, but it's like five or
Arkansas.
600 people there, and most of them were related. The whole
Oh
church. When
wow.
I tell you the whole church, it was we call it Branch Hill. My uncle Wes had 18 children. My aunt Annie had 9 children.
18.
My uncle Willie had 12, and my grandmother and grandfather had 16. So imagine like a whole just I mean you got like 30, 40 people right here that are just first cousins.
Yeah, but they
That
can't. They have to be careful who they sleep with.
and
Hello.
the houses are like less than a block, they're right there, within walking distance. They're right there, and we call it
Wow.
branch. And there was a church there, and the only person that was not related was the pastor of the church. But the church was full every Sunday. It was a Methodist church,
That's
so
like
that's my
Christmas every Sunday.
yes. And we would go down to my grandmother's house like on the second and fourth Sunday after Sunday school. We would go down there. Most of the time, we get there in time for their church. Right at the end of church, and we go into the church and see everybody at the church, and that that was my Sundays when we grew up. It was, and we loved it. We, that we were close as a family. Um, as far as cousins and everything, and when we have family reunions, we have wait a minute, hold on.
Where's the one message?
Oh, I got another
I'm
message.
just here wondering how you the middle child when did you start feeling like you weren't the middle child anymore? Is it when you became an adult?
When I got married and moved away.
What?
Hmm.
When you was grown? So you
No,
fighting all the way up until that point?
it was because my sister went into college, and she was there locally at the college, and she was Miss UAPB. She was Miss Pine Bluff. She was Miss this and Miss that. She was very popular. As I was
Yeah.
growing up, we went to the same school. And
Oh,
when you
I
are
know
in
that
the same
feeling.
school and
School with your
the
sister who's
teachers,
popular.
your teachers, I'm in the 10th grade, she's in the 12th grade. Your teachers are
Yeah.
saying, you're nothing like your sister, or
Yeah.
that's Yolanda's little
The
sister.
comparison. The
Yolanda's little
comparison.
sister. Yolanda's little sister. And one day I said, and I thought I was saying it under my breath, and I was like, I am not Yolanda's little sister. My name is
Yeah.
Angela.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
teacher
Yeah.
looked at me, and she went like this, and I just kind of hung my head, but she never called me Yolanda's
Yeah.
little
It's
sister
true.
anymore.
That I can resonate with that because I had a sister that I went to school. I had two older sisters in school, but in my first year, when I left, when I started, one of my older sisters left, and the other one was 2 years older than me. Yeah, but she was 3, but in the year she was 2 years older. And my sister was very popular, and it was all the time. Your Casmine's little sister, and I'm like, even to this day, I'll be out on the road, and because we look quite similar, because we both don't have hair. Casmine's little sister, and I'm like, I have a name. It used to really annoy me. Oh, it used to get, and even now, my
Yes.
sisters go, "Hi, this is my little sister," and I'm like, "Stop saying I'm your little sister. Just say I'm your sister." It's really annoying, and I think that is obviously also a reflection or kind of a complex from being the middle child. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like not
Yes.
having that, not feeling like an individual, or feeling like you have your own identity. You're just living in your sibling's shadow. So
Yes.
that's another thing to be mindful for when you're introducing, you know, your siblings or your middle child, the middle child. Try not to say like my younger brother or this is my younger brother, because that annoys the hell out of me to this day.
And stop having the same expectations out of them that you think they should have. Well, your sister was smart. Your sister did this and your sister did that. I am not my sister.
Yeah,
Okay? I am who
yeah.
I am. I have different traits. I have different characteristics. I don't even look like my sister. Um, my sister's dark. I'm light. You know, I'm tomboy. I like playing softball. I like doing, I'm not a girly girl. And I'm still not a girly girl because I'm more comfortable in my blue jeans or
I
some
love the way you say
sweats.
that. Girl, girl.
And
Girl,
that's why I
girl.
call you girly girl.
Yeah, no, I love it.
And you see, we're matching again today.
Yeah, we always are.
I was like, I can't believe she came on here and just got the same colors I got on. But I guess I
I'm
can
really
because
tomboyish though. I've
I
only, as
am.
I got older, became more feminine. But me, Mandem it name, me. I'm really chill. Like I don't know. I've only just recently started doing my nails, which I don't have, but they're purple today. Like little things like that. Like I try to just take pride in my appearance. And I think it's just, for me, it's just about looking professional. But when I
Yes.
was younger, it was just tracksuit, hoodie, good to
Hmm.
go.
I
Trainers.
I know there are several times when I'm trying to dress to impress that I do, but deep down inside, on Sunday you're expected to wear a dress. Okay, so I'll wear a dress. I like cute dresses. Then when I became a pastor's wife, I was expected to wear suits and hats and all that. The minute we divorced, I gave all 50 of them hats away. Gone. Suits,
You
I
have a
put to,
hat. You have a hat. You have a. Everybody
and
have a
here's the
hat.
suit that goes with that hat. I had shoes to match. I mean, it was like for like 5 or 6 years, I had hats
Yeah,
and
have to
shoes
show us
and
some
suits,
pictures.
and I was just like, I
You'd
don't even
have to
think
show us some
I don't
pictures.
even know if I have any of those anymore. I'll check.
Oh
I'll have to
man, that
check
would
and
have been
see.
some vintage fashion.
Yes,
Hello,
but
Vogue.
but it
Hello.
was it was you know I I I think back on all of that stuff and being something that I'm not, being what I am expected to be. That's what it was. Being what you
Yeah.
are expected to be and being who you really are to yourself, being true to yourself is two totally different things. You're
Mhm.
expected to
Mhm.
be business-like when you go on that interview. But when you go to work, you're being yourself. You get to be
Mhm.
yourself.
Mhm.
I wear scrubs to work, but I still get to be myself. I
Yeah.
will. I don't have my nails done, but I get my nails done, and I get
They look
quirky
nice.
that I get. Yeah, they are growing like crazy. I get quirky things on my nails and decorate all of. You don't want just one? No, I want all of them done because this is my way of dressing up. Because I will, on Sundays. I used to have lately, last few years, I had on blue jeans and a t-shirt because I go to one service and I serve in nursery and the other services. So I got on my blue jeans and my t-shirts and I go from out of service into the nursery. There's no sense in me dressing up. I work overnight as a newborn care specialist, so I got on scrubs. There's no sense in me dressing up. Today, I put on a pair of pants that I haven't had on in 2 years. One, because I thought I couldn't wear them anymore. I was like, girl, you have outgrown those. And two, because I was like, dang, I can't find my blue jeans. I was looking for my black jeans and I couldn't find them because they were at the bottom of the laundry. And I was like, I need some black pants. I need some black pants. I need some black pants. So I went in my closet. I said, I know I got some in here somewhere. And I pulled them down and I looked at them. I looked at me. I looked at them. I looked at me. I was like, okay, here we go.
So, yeah, let's try it.
But I pulled them up.
Beyonce.
I pulled them up. And I buttoned it and I snapped it and I zipped it and and you know how you pull the legs to see if you cut it. I pulled the legs and I had room in my legs because I have thick thighs and I was like,
thick thighs save lives, girl. Thick thighs save lives.
I said, oh my gosh, I can wear these. How come I haven't been wearing this? So then, of course, I pulled out all the other pants that I haven't worn and I tried them on. And I can wear them. I said, you know what? You're going to start looking more professional. Hi, the Cambridge Manny. Hi, how are you?
Well, you guys have come at the end because we're about to wrap up.
Yes.
Wrap up. Today we were talking about the middle child syndrome. It was a really good episode. Make sure you watch it back. If you missed it, you can watch it back on the replay. Just to let you know that from next week, we won't be posting on the Nanny Hookup Instagram page. Will be going live next Thursday, exactly the same on YouTube and Facebook. But on Instagram, Angela will be going live from Ask the Nanny and I will be joining her or vice versa. Okay, so make sure you're following at Nanny Sharz if you're watching this on the replay and you don't follow me. Hello, why not? And make sure you're following Ask the Nanny. You make sure you be following her too. Okay. OS Simply. Thank you, everyone that has tuned in today.
Yes.
Let us know with some pink love hearts.
Yes,
we need some pink love hearts so they know that we know that we've given them some value. Some value. And we need some announcements as well. Have you got any announcements?
Yes, I do. Okay, so all of you on next Tuesday, I am going to be doing a Friendsgiving on the U.S. Nanny Association page on Facebook Live. U.S. Nanny Association. I am the director of nannies for U.S. Nanny Association, and I will be doing a Friendsgiving. We're doing it live, so if I'm going to put the link in my bio so that you can grab the link and come and join me next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and bring an art project a simple art project that you can do with your kids. Bring a recipe to exchange and bring some of the traditions, remembering some of the traditions that you do during the holidays. Since we can't get together face to face and do a Friendsgiving and bring foods from, everybody's sharing their foods, we're going to share recipes. We're going to trade recipes. Bring some of your favorite recipes, your candied yams or the grandma's pudding or that cake or whatever it is. Bring your favorite recipe, even if it's one of those eyeball recipes. You just put a little sprinkle in there till you can taste it until it's right to your taste buds. I know about eyeballing. So next Tuesday, I'm going to put the link. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in my bio, in my link tree. Click on link tree and it will say U.S. Nanny Association, U.S. Nanny Friendsgiving. So that will be the link to the Zoom. And you can go live. We're going live on Facebook. So if you don't want to be live on Facebook, then you might want to just watch it from afar. But everybody that's on the Zoom will be live on Facebook so that we can share with everybody our recipes, our art projects that we do with our kids, things like that. On Friday, Nanny Kim and Mr. Chaz are, I think it's, yes, this week. Nanny Kim and Mr. Chaz are live. Wait a minute. No, that was last week. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Forget I said anything. Oh, I am coming out with a cookbook. And please, 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 I'm going to do a premiere on it, but I'm just letting you know it's coming. It's a digital cookbook. It's only $9.99. So make sure you get it. I have recipes in there and kitchen tips and some of the things like my homemade vanilla and how to make brown sugar. All those good things are in there.
Brown sugar. Sorry, I had to do that. Yeah,
I want some of your brown sugar. Okay.
No, that's a
y'all didn't need to hear that. Anyway. And simply please DM me because I need to talk with you. Yes. She put it up there just as soon as I said it. Simply please DM me. I need to talk with you. Let's see. I think that is it. Tomorrow I'm going to be on Recipes Galore at 1:30. I'm going to go from Central Standard Time. I'm going to be on my Ask the Nanny page, but I just made an Ask the Nanny Recipes Galore page on Instagram, and I'm going to announce it tomorrow that from now on, I'm going to be on that page doing my Recipes Galore. So if you haven't friended me yet, it's ATN_recipes_galore. So go find me on Instagram.
Say that one more time. One more time for
ATN_recipes_galore. Find me on Instagram and follow me because that's where I'm going to put all of my recipes. I'm going to put things from my the results from the recipes of my IG lives. Yes, that's it. Simply. That's it.
ATN. Well done. She probably got it right.
She got it right. She got it right.
She's so sweet.
Okay. So anyway.
Is that all?
That's it for now. That's enough.
Right. Can I have an announcement very quickly before we get cut off by Instagram? Obviously, as you all know, I go live every Wednesday at 8:30, which is UK time. In I think PDT, that's 12:30 p.m. And then what would it be for you?
2:30.
2:30
for Central Standard Time. Kim and I was talking, and I was like, "Ooh, Nanny Sharz is live. Come on, let's go." And I couldn't get it in.
That's all right. I think for EST, they're 5 hours behind. So what would that be? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
3:30.
That would be 3:30. Okay. Yes. So 3:30 EST, 2:30 CDT, and PDT is 12:30. So I go live every Wednesday with a different topic. I try to have my lives, Instagram lives, as authentic as possible and about topics that we don't normally touch on. So this week we did about counseling and mental health and my journey, and also a few other people joined as well, which was amazing. And then prior to that, hi Supermama Connected. And then prior to that, the week before, it was single parenting. And this week this Wednesday will be about IVF. This is something I'm really excited about because we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of IVF. We're going to be talking about the process, the success of IVF when it actually works and it goes through and baby comes and we're like, yeah. I'm also going to talk about the downside.
IVF twins,
yes. All the twins I've looked after have been IVF besides one, and one of them was like a donor egg with the dad's sperm. So I've learned quite a lot about it, which was amazing.
Wow!
So I'm going to be talking about my experiences just working with parents that have IVF children and just how you can support them. And then Natalie, who's also the nanny buddy, guys, go follow her. She's going to be talking about her experiences with IVF. It's going to be amazing. I
Ooh.
cannot wait. I'm so proud of her. It's very, very brave. It's something that we spoke about many months ago, and she wants to now go public with her journey. So I think you guys could really learn a lot from that. I caught a little of it, Shard. I've got to go back and
Yes.
watch. No worries, my lovely Crystal. I love Crystal. She's so sweet, isn't she? That got triplets from IVF. Well, let us know who that family is. I'd love to DM them. And if you know any parents that are going through it, have been through it, you know, or considering it, please direct them to my page on a Wednesday, 8:30 UK time, because that's what we're going to be talking about. And then the following week, we'll be talking about something else. I'm really excited. I have a special guest joining us as well. So that's going to be cool. We've got some cool topics,
Ashley.
guys. Some really cool topics. Hi, ANC Nanny. I had a client in Balham who works with couples who are working through IVF. There you go. Let me know who that is, and I can reach out to them and get them to join in the live. And I'll get people to request in. This week was amazing. We had the Montessori nanny, and we also had, how can I forget? No, I feel really bad. It's gone out of my head. We had another nanny. How can I forget her name? I know her name is Rainy. I can't remember her Instagram name.
She's on here. OS Simply.
Is she?
Yes.
Where? Oh yes, OS Simply. That's it. How can I forget? So yes. Sorry. I'm like, I can't remember her Instagram name, but I remember her name. Yes. Hi, she's there. Yes, Rainy. Yes, I know your name. I just couldn't remember your Instagram. Yeah, so she joined us, and I will be doing a live with her in the future, because her story is, when I say her life, she could write a book. She could write a book. When me and her spoke after, and I was like, "Nah, you need to tell your story." The only people will be so inspired by her story. She's got so many different elements to it, and I just love her. She's just funny. She cracks me up. She's just really just herself. So yeah, Rainy, I didn't forget your name. I just forgot your Instagram name. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, we are definitely going.
At least you remember her name. I just remember.
Yes.
I remember OS Nanny. I'm like, Simply. I was like, okay, so what is her name?
Nah, I don't remember her name, because I was like that,
and I was like,
her name is dope. Her name is dope. I was like, wait, is that your real name? So different, so different. And it's funny because actually you will see on my live as well. We spoke and she was like, because I'm black, and I was like, huh? What? Hold on. Because she doesn't look black. And she was like, yeah, I'm black. And I was like, what? So she's like, we had to talk about it. She's like, I'm half white, half black. And then that even made me think that's even something to speak about, because she's black and she doesn't look black. She's probably experienced maybe, you know, white people talking to her thinking she's not black and saying certain things, and she can be like pretending to be white so she can hear what they really think. And all this, we got a lot to talk about. I said, listen, I love her. She's so sweet. So yes, if there's any nannies watching, go follow her. She's a nanny. She's also, I think, a household manager as well. Let's go support. Let's go follow her.
Yes.
Welcome her into the community.
Oh
Rainy
my God.
Night.
Rainy Night. Oh my gosh.
What a name.
Okay, now I please don't take offense when I ask this, but were you born on a rainy night?
Rainy night.
Seriously, I'm curious. I'm not trying to, no pun intended.
Actually, she said Night might be her married name. Because she goes, because of my husband. I was like, but you look about 10 years old. You're married. What? I was like, what? But I don't know. Like, I've found a lot of nannies that are quite young.
No, I'm married. Okay.
Married.
Well, okay.
Ah. That means you're meant to marry your husband. Because look how your name just come together. Rainy
Night. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's unique.
Unique.
It is unique. Very unique.
Sorry, we just kind of like laughing about it. Simply, we just like just overtook the live. Sorry, we just like let everyone know your business. But this is what we're like.
We all up in your business. We sorry.
We're all up in the business.
All in the Kool-Aid. Don't know the flavor. Let's get out of her Kool-Aid.
All right, well, guys, we love you. We'll see you all next week. Angela, we'll see them next week.
Give me some smiles. I know. Stop trying.
I know what's
Okay,
wrong with you guys.
so we just
Anyhow,
love having fun. That's all. That's
yes,
just what
and
we are.
spreading positivity and laughter and good vibes, good energy, no bad mindness, fire upon the bad mindness. Anyways, we love you guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Ciao. I'm learning Spanish now. So, bueno luego. Let me see you later. Bye
All
bye.
right.